January 1st dropped a ton of new sets across all themes, and one of those themes that did receive some updates was the Speed Champions. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing this bad boy right here, which is the Ferrari SF90XX. It is an incredible looking car, and to see them bring it to Lego in brick form just makes me very excited because they did a fantastic job with it. Now, I believe that this is peak Ferrari Speed Champions building right here, but it's not perfect. Peak is different from perfect. There are some weird little decisions that they decided to make, and I'm not exactly sure why. I kind of really tried to delve over the thought process, but it just didn't make any sense to me. But they also did some very good details and some very good building to this car. So it's peak, but it's not perfect. So let's go ahead and get into the review of the Ferrari SF90XX. After cracking open that box, you're going to be receiving your standard manual, which we all know what we do with manuals. At least for me, I always use the online build instructions. It's just easier for me to zoom in and zoom out if there's something that I have to see. But, we kind of just put that to the side. Then you get a total of 4 bags. Well, 4 bags, not too bad at all. And unfortunately, we do get this, but it's a very small one. You get a sticker sheet. Okay, so very cool that there's not a ton of stickers in this set. Now, first up, let's go ahead and cover the minifig that does indeed come in this set. Now, as we can see here, there's going to be no leg printing, but it does have a very nice Ferrari torso printing, as well as the back of the torso is also printed as well. Now, there is indeed 2 face printings, one with a huge smile. I'd be smiling too if I'm driving this Ferrari. And then in the other one, just a nice little smile with some teeth showing. And again, there's no printing on the legs. Also, this minifig does come with a racing helmet, and I have 1,000 of these things by now, but also that classic Lego wrench. So when it comes down to the minifig in this set, it's not overly done, and it's not something where, ooh, you have to buy this set to get this minifig. It's just very simple Ferrari printing in the front, some styling on the back. You get your helmet, you get your wrench, all that good stuff. But it's nothing compared to, like, let's say the minifig in the Dodge Challenger SRT. That one had some fantastic printing in the front and the back, and so that made that set even more desirable. It's a great fig, but it's just not like something that's wow factor. Now it is time for us to speak about the actual build. But first off, let's talk about the printed pieces as well as the sticker pieces, because that's very important. That is one of my main contentions for this set. Now, there is more printed than there is sticker. So let's slam through the stickers really quick, and then we can go ahead and speak about the actual printed pieces. Okay, so now, looking at the side towards the back where there's supposed to be a vent that allows for that air to get in to cool down the engine, those pieces right there are stickers. Now, as well as there are stickers inside of the cabin of the Ferrari, which is going to be the front display and also the console. So those are also sticker pieces. Now, looking at the front of the car, that piece right there, which is indeed integral to the hood, that is also going to be another sticker piece. Now, from this angle, you can clearly see that the red does not match the red of the brick that it's going on. I've talked about this at nauseum. I know I have to mention it so that you guys know before making the purchase how that's going to look, but it is clearly there that the red does not match. And it's unfortunate for that, but at this point, it is what it is. Now, let's go over to printed pieces. Now, this is where I have the contention for why they decided to do. I did. Why they decided to do something is just beyond me. So when we look at the printed pieces, first off, let's go ahead and talk about everything else except for just that one specific thing because we need to get through those printed pieces. They were done really, really well. So the printed pieces are going to be over the wheel wells, which are great. Those are to help the brakes cool off when, braking and then obviously driving, fast and braking, driving fast and braking. Also, the headlights are also printed as well, which is great because those would be really difficult to line up and would look really weird if they were off by any given amount. Now, also, what I love, well, also what I love is the printing of the center cap on the wheel as well as the lug nuts. That is so cool. And even from a distance, you can see that they printed those and it just looks gorgeous. It looks so good. Now, the other piece that's going to be printed is a one by one Ferrari tile that is on the door of the of the sides of the Ferrari. Now the other printed piece is going to be the trunk, and that's where I have my issue. Now they printed the trunk, and yes, it says Ferrari. That lettering is iconic. We all know what it looks like. But for some weird reason, they decided to not print the hood when the trunk is then covered by a massive wing. So why choose to print the trunk instead of printing the front of the hood of the car? It is the front fascia. It is what you see in the front. It has the Ferrari iconic logo. It is a massive piece. It is staring at you right in front. And they decided to go ahead and print the trunk. And I don't know if maybe this is just a piece that they've already made, and so they would just went ahead and reused it for this specific build, which is kind of where I'm leaning, and that's the reason why, because we haven't seen any of these sloped pieces with that printed Ferrari. At least I haven't, and so I'm thinking maybe that's the reason why they went with that. But you really have to do some kind of gymnastics to see that Ferrari printing, because again, that wing is massive and it kind of just overshadows the trunk. That's one of my main contentions. I spent quite a bit on it, but it's very true that it just looks kind of weird. Like just print the hood and make the trunk a sticker, and that I think would make me ultimately happy and maybe make it a perfect Ferrari build. Okay, now we've gotten all of that information out of the way, the minifig, the printed pieces, the sticker pieces, all of that good stuff. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. How is the build? It's incredible. If you look at the Ferrari SF90 in real life and you were to see this car roaming out there on the streets, you would think to yourself, holy moly, that looks so good. And to capture that look and that feel in brick form is exactly what I feel personally, my own opinion, what they were able to do here with the brick built version speed champion of that Ferrari. It looks very, very good. When it comes to the diffuser, the overall shapes, the angles of the Ferrari in brick form and very difficult to pull off because, again, you only have certain pieces to work with and you don't really want to create new pieces because then it may ever never be used before or never be used again in another set. You don't really want to do that. And so I feel that, again, this is my own opinion. They did a great job on that. Now, the only thing that I do have a little bit of a drawback in is going to end up being that back end where those vents are at for the engine. If you look at the car in real life, there's a massive vent there. And I think if Lego was to try to do anything like that, they would have had to create like a very specific part for that area. And they probably don't want to do that because that's engineering, that's retooling, that's a lot of stuff in the back end that we don't see that would have had to been done to get that piece to actually work like that. So they decided to do stickers there. And I can kind of look past that because again, I know, kind of know what would need to be done to get that piece to work and even create that piece. So that's kind of the only drawback of the build itself. But everything else, the side steps, the wing, again, all the angles have just been beautifully captured with this Ferrari. So, in my opinion, I think they did a fantastic job with it. And again, for them to be able to figure that out in brick form, I mean, hats off to the designer for that. Okay. Lots of information there when it comes to the minifig, when it comes to the printing and the sticker parts, and just the build itself. Now, in my opinion, I feel like they really hit the mark on this set. And that's the reason why I say that it's peak, but not perfect. Again, the red doesn't match, all of that good stuff that we have talked about at nauseum before. I hope that they find a solution for that going forward. But just looking at the build itself, I think they captured it perfectly the way that this car looks in real life in brick form. I don't think there's any other way that they could have done it to give us this in a Speed Champions form. Now, after all that information, it's going to be up to you whether this set is worth, if the juice is worth the squeeze for this set. They have gone up in price to $27.99, but I feel like it does so many things right that it is worth that purchase. If you found this video informative, do us a favor and go down there and hit it with a like. If you want to see more content like this in the future, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Just drops you a nice little notification letting you know that we've dropped some new content. Let us know in that comment section below. Are you going to be looking to get this set? Did you buy this set and did you build it? What did you think about the build? Let us know in those comments below. While you're out there shopping for Lego, looking for that perfect set for you, be safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.